This is the Two Bald Guys Sports Podcast. Bald heads, bold takes. Now, here are your hosts, Adam and Tony.
Welcome back. I'm Adam.
I'm Tony.
Tony, we are getting going with it, but before we get going, I just want to, again, talk about our partnership with Happy Nuts. We've been a great partner with them. We've gotten some good stuff. Christmas is over, but that's never too early to get some stuff for yourself. So, Tony, tell them a little bit about them and what our code is.
Yeah, listen, Happy Nuts, great partner with us. Save yourself 20%. You have Valentine's Day coming up. They have stuff for the ladies. Ladies, get you some stuff for your men, for his body parts, make him smell fresh, feel good. Two Bald Guys 20 get you 20% off. That's a huge savings, and their products are outstanding. I have their deodorant. I use it every single day. I love it.
Yeah, I use their comfort cream. I know it sounds weird, but it does that. And also, guys, you know, it's a little hot, especially down in Florida. It's great stuff to use. But anyways, we haven't had to use it here lately because it is cold down here in Florida. But it's unusually cold. But you know what? We can't complain too much because we haven't seen any of that white stuff come down like it has up north.
Right. I mean, they're talking maybe as close as Tampa, which is still a few hours away from us. But I will take these cold days because we just get so few of them, and it's a little rough. But we know that the warm weather's coming. We know the humidity's coming, and we'll be complaining about that in a couple of months. So I'm okay with the cold days right now. Let's enjoy them while we can because the humidity's coming back. Don't worry.
It is coming back, and it was funny because I was listening to ESPN Radio today. We talk about them a lot. It's Sheeman and company down here, great stuff. They were on location, but they were talking about this car show that was supposed to be this weekend, and they're pushing it back to February for warmer temperatures. For warmer temperatures, and some guys like I'm from up north. How many times would you hear we're going to push something for warmer temperatures into February?
Never. I mean, in the morning, you and I get up fairly early for our jobs, and it's cold, 30s to 40 degrees. But in the afternoon, it's 60s, 70 degrees. It's plenty nice. The sun is out. The sun is still out. And when the sun's out, it's super nice. But move it back for warmer weathers. It sounds ridiculous. It does. But
it sounds ridiculous. It is cold for this time of the year, but it wasn't nearly as cold as the AFC and NFC championship games, especially the AFC. It started off pretty clear, and then by the end of that game, they had to use the snow or the snow clear, whatever you want to say, the snow blowers, so they could see the lines, and it really affected the end of the game there for the Broncos. They had a chance to tie the game, but they missed the field goal. I didn't get to see a lot of it. I was out shopping for cars with my wife, but I'm not even going to lie, but I did watch the highlights. And one of the things they kept talking about was, should the Broncos have kicked a field goal earlier in the game instead of going for two? Going for it on fourth down. They didn't get the fourth down. They didn't get the points. They lost 10-7, and everybody's like, well, there it is. It's tied. And I agree with them to a point, but I'm always one of those guys too, is if you kick a field goal at that point, right? I think it would have made it 10-0, I think, at that point, right? You never know how the rest of the game is going to play out, right? You don't know how the Patriots are going to play. You don't know how the Broncos are going to play, and you don't know how it's going to play out. So while, yes, on the surface, it looks like if they kick that field goal, the game is tied. We really can't say that unless it's at the very end of a game, right? If it's at the very end of the game, then you can say, if they don't kick the field goal, they would have tied it. But it wasn't. It was in like the second quarter, I think. So, first of all, what are your thoughts? Should they kick the field goal? And secondly, do you agree with me a little bit that it's not as simple as saying, well, the game would have been tied?
Yeah, and everyone's arguing it's the playoffs. You take the points, and I agree with you. It's early in the game. Who knows how this game's going to play out? But I also know that you have a backup quarterback in there who looked great on the first drive. I don't know if you saw the highlights. The first drive, Jarrett Stidham looks great. You're thinking, okay, they're going to be just fine. And then it just kind of fizzled out. And the weather didn't help as well. There was, 3 or 4 missed field goals in that game. And the time lapse from the start of the game until the fourth quarter, it looked like a fairly normal day out to a blizzard out there. But I'm torn. Do you take the points at that stage? I think if Bo Nix is the quarterback at that point, you have more options with him because he is your guy. He's been your guy all year. With Jarrett Stidham at the helm, I think you just kick and play safe because you know that Denver defense is really good and the weather conditions. But I agree with you on some level where if Bo Nix is out there, let's go ahead and, we don't know what else is going to happen during the game. We're not chasing points at that place. But then people are arguing, It's the playoffs. You take the points when you can get them. I'm torn on the whole situation. I can see both sides of it. For me, backup quarterback, I'm going to take the points when I can, just because I don't know how Jarrett Stidham can play. I mean, that's just that. I think that situation for me, I would take the points, but I like to play it safe. I'm a little conservative.
Yeah, you are a little conservative. We've known that, and that's fine. I mean, it's not a knock on you or anything like that. I think I'm a little bit more would go for it than you.
Like to be aggressive,
yeah, a little bit more aggressive, but at the same time, as a Bronco, like at Denver, somebody had to be paying attention to the weather, right? They had to know that snow was coming,
correct.
Right? It wasn't a surprise when that snow showed up. So to me, it's like at some point, like I get where you're coming from, but your defense is playing so well, and you know the weather's coming, and you're playing Jarrett Stidham, who, listen, you like you said, he played really well for a quarter, but do you trust him to continue to play well? Take the points. I think in that case, you take the points. It'd be different. Like there was that game, the Bears played the 49ers early in the season. The Bears could not stop the 49ers. They couldn't do it. They needed to score touchdowns. So that's where you're like, okay, you got to go for it. You got to go for it. You're not stopping them. But the Denver's listen, if Jarrett Stidham doesn't throw a chest pass that you throw in middle school basketball and fumble the ball, who knows if the Patriots scores a touchdown,
Right. I mean, things would change differently. The weather was obviously a huge factor, because once the snow really started coming down, the game was pretty much a standstill, unfortunately. Nobody could run the ball. I mean, throwing the ball was almost impossible. I mean, running routes is hard. Blocking it. I mean, the whole game changes. I mean, which brings us to another point. People are now arguing we should have neutral site, or, somewhere warm, basically. Play the game on a field where it's fair for everybody. And I don't know if I like that, because I do like the home field advantage, but the weather, I don't like the weather being a factor as well either. That bothers me a little bit too.
I agree with that a little bit, but isn't that listen, you earned your trip and your chance to play at home, right?
And right. You knew it didn't matter where they're playing. The weather's going to be bad if New England,
right? I mean, and that's part of it. Like you're telling me, a couple of years ago, right? I think it was the Kansas City played Miami, correct? Mm-hmm. And it was like -10 wind chill, and it might have been colder than that in Kansas City. You're telling me Kansas City had been like, no, hey, listen, we played well, we get home field advantage, but let's play at a neutral site so it's okay for Miami? I mean, I get where you're coming from with the weather deciding things, but at the same time, this is football. They play it outdoors. Weather decides stuff. You played that well to get a home game. I mean, I don't think anybody would have been like, you know what, we want Miami, especially with that offense at the time. We want Miami to come play us in the cold weather.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love the home game, and you kind of build your team to win late in the season in that cold weather environment if you're in one of those. So if you're a Miami team or a team in the warm weather, you have to prepare for the fact that you might not get a really nice warm game in the playoffs, because you have to play in Kansas City. You have to play in New England now. I mean, you have to play in these cold stadiums with snow, Chicago, Green Bay, all these things. So I like that home field advantage, but I do see the argument of, well, it just changes the game. Here's the problem. People are so caught up in scoring points. It's fun to watch guys score touchdowns and make throws and do all this stuff, kind of like the NFC Championship game was. So they just got bored with a 10-7 football game. That's all it was. But I like defensive games. And I like games that you really have to grind it out. So I don't really have a problem with it, but I can see where their gripe is. But really, they're only griping because the game wasn't fun to watch.
Right. And really, that's really what it is.
That's all it is.
But we got that. And then in the other game, there was some scoring. It looked cold up in
it might have been cold up in Seattle.
It was cold, but Seattle did it. They took care of business. They won 31-27. The Rams had their chances. The Seahawks defender really tried to let the Rams back into it by getting that stupid taunting penalty on the sideline there.
Yep.
But they got it done, and Mike McDonald showing that the hardball tree continues to just win games. And we're going to get another Seahawks-Patriots Super Bowl. And somebody joked that they should sign Marshawn Lynch to a contract and let him run it in from the 1 yard line.
Oh my gosh. I think I saw something like that as well. Just get the ball down close and let him run it in. That would be actually amazing. That would be awesome and hilarious. You know what? props to the Seattle. I thought the Rams were the team to do it. I thought Sam Darnold would make an error late and screw it up for the Seahawks. But you know what? I'm on the Sam Darnold bandwagon, I guess. I mean, he's proven me wrong for almost 2 seasons now, and he does nothing but go out there and make plays, and he wins football games. He apparently has got a team around him and a coach that all really are buying into him. And you know what? Good for him. I'm buying into Sam Darnold. Seahawks win the Super Bowl. I guess that's where I got to go now because Sam Darnold hates me and wants to prove me wrong constantly.
I was in the same boat. Like, can Sam Darnold do it? And who would you say that he can? Yeah, and and we kept trying to say that obviously he was in Minnesota with
Justin Jefferson
and stuff, and we thought those guys are kind of can make any quarterback look good, and
he's got a point.
It's true, but he's done it in Seattle. Now he got they hit a home run with Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Oh my gosh,
he's been good, and then the running, and then their defense has been really good too. So that all that comes into play, but he's made plays, and I'll give it up to him. And now he's in the biggest stage. And listen, if he wins the Super Bowl, I think you can be like, okay. I mean, I doubted Seattle signing him. I really, really did. I was like, what? He's only had one good year, and it was like we said, it was with the Vikings who have, like we said, Jefferson and Addison and some other guys, and we just thought that was the reason. But listen, give him props. He's getting it done, and if he wins the Super Bowl, they got to do a Super Bowl shirt with Ghost in it, right?
Oh, they have to bring up the seeing Ghost stuff. I mean, you look back at his days in with the Jets and stuff to where he is right now. I mean, he was 25 for 36 for 346 yards. I mean, he had a great game. He just had a great game. He made plays and he did what he has to do. And he is, like I said, last year he did it with the Vikings. They lost in the first round of the playoffs. And I'm going to use your line. Prove it. Do it again. And he's doing it again. And he's doing it a little bit better. But he does have, he had Justin Jefferson. And then, like you said, Jackson Smith has just been outstanding. I don't know who's covering that guy for the Patriots. I know their defense is good. I just don't know who's covering that guy.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been really, really good. And, we can get more in depth in the Super Bowl next week because, we got a full week off before we get to that. But listen, he's doing it. Give more props to him. Yep. And congratulations to the Seahawks and the Patriots. They're going, back in the Super Bowl. Oh, great. Another one of those, but it is what it is. So speaking of the Patriots, they came up in the news a little bit this week because of former coach Bill Belichick is not going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He needed 40 of the 50 votes, and he got 39 of them.
30. Yeah.
So while that is crazy to me, I want to know, what do you think is more crazy? Sorry. Bill Belichick not being a first-team Hall of Famer or Shedeur Sanders being in the Pro Bowl?
Oh, my gosh. Shedeur making the Pro Bowl is actually really, it's kind of ridiculous. He has more interceptions than touchdowns. He's like ranked 41st out of 42 quarterbacks in the league that played this year. He is just, he barely started half a season. Did he get in by default because nobody else wanted to play? But Bill Belichick not getting in. That's what it looks like. And the only thing I heard about Bill Belichick is why he didn't get in is because they somehow are holding grudges against, remember Spygate when they were, allegedly, scouting teams prior illegally or doing that, when they shouldn't have been doing that. I guess that was really the only reason. But come on, the guy won 7 Super Bowls, and can't take that away from him at all because of one season where you thought he might have been cheating. I don't know. I think Shedeur making the Pro Bowl is more ridiculous. No, Belichick not getting in is more ridiculous than Sanders making it because Bill deserves it. Sanders, I'm not sure he deserves it yet. He might one day, but not this year.
Okay. And I think you would agree, this is not trying to dog on Shedeur Sanders. We have our thoughts about if he should be an NFL quarterback. This isn't a knock on Shedeur Sanders because, listen, he got invited, he accepted. Why not? It's a knock on
absolutely
how can he have the stats he had and get there? Because at some point, and I understand, so it's because people turned it down or they're in the Super Bowl or whatever. I know Trevor Lawrence turned it down. A bunch of people turned it down, and I understand that, and because
Correct.
it's the flag football. But like at some point, like you can't really call it a Pro Bowl and have somebody that has those stats in the game. And it could have been Caleb Williams. If Caleb Williams would have had the stats, I'd be saying the exact same thing. Jared Goff, any guys, I would say the exact same thing. I know we have our thoughts on Sanders, but it's not that. Like if you're a past Pro Bowler or a past Pro Bowl snub who should have been in there, does this like piss you off a little bit? And again, it's not that it's Sanders; it's that just somebody with those stats is in the game.
Right. I mean, it's not Sanders because we can go back to I think Tyler Huntley with the Ravens.
Yep.
I mean, he was in there. He threw for like 600 yards and he had 2 touchdowns and 3 picks, but he made the Pro Bowl. I think the problem is when are we playing the Pro Bowl that nobody wants to play in it? And I don't blame him on some level. And like you said, it's turned into a flag football game. I mean, I remember Sean Taylor just lighting somebody up in the Pro Bowl, basically taking their head off. And that was a Pro Bowl where everybody was out there playing and playing hard. That's the kind of Pro Bowl I want to see. I want to see all these different guys from all these different teams, getting together and mixing it up, the best guys out there. And I understand that they're afraid to get hurt or whatever. And I understand the players not playing in it before the Super Bowl. So can we do the Pro Bowl after the Super Bowl? And maybe we'd get more guys in there. I think maybe that's probably the issue. Let's put it after the Super Bowl. We still might not get all the guys, but maybe we'll get a lot more, and we don't have a Tyler Huntley, Shedeur Sanders. I mean, Vince Young made it that one year, and he wasn't even that good. So move the Pro Bowl after the Super Bowl. Maybe we'll get some more guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that even matters so much. As it's become just a show, and I mean,
joke.
And I mean, I guess at the same time, and if you want to be really smart, you can go back and be like, listen. Like if you're Peyton Manning or whoever, you can be like, we played in a time when the Pro Bowl was an actual game and we played in it and it meant a little bit more. And you got to separate yourself from how the Pro Bowl is now. So I just think it's you get to a point you're like, okay, what's the point of doing this besides just an exhibition? And it's just the whole calling yourself a Pro Bowler. Really what it should do is if you get it voted in a Pro Bowl, if you get voted in as a Pro Bowl player, right? Whether you play in it or not, you're a Pro Bowler. And then after that, you're just somebody that's there. I'm saying you shouldn't be able to be one. Well, I'm a Pro Bowler because now there's going to be, it's going to come down the line. If Sanders has this good career, a halfway decent career, and he makes 4 Pro Bowls or whatever, they're going to be like, he's a 4-time Pro Bowler. Well, one of those years he had a 68.1 QBR. Now, I don't know how they get QBR. I really don't. I don't know how they do it. I don't know why they do it sometimes, but a 61.8 QBR is not good. You're not a good player. Like I know there's sometimes you could throw an incomplete pass on every single pass in a game and have a higher QBR than that. So it doesn't make sense to me, but it's not a good QBR, and he shouldn't be in the Pro Bowl with those numbers.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause like you said, at some point, 10, 15 years down the line, they're going to say, oh, here's this player with – he was a 5-time Pro Bowler, or same with basketball. He was a 10-time All-Star. In baseball, 10-time All-Star. Like they throw that on their accolades, and you're like, oh man, he made the All-Star game 10 times. That used to mean something. Or he made the Pro Bowl 10 straight years. That used to mean something. But with everybody backing out, I mean, not even the players want that on their accolades. Like you said, Trevor Lawrence, he should be there, but he was like, nah, no thanks. He doesn't want to be listed as a Pro Bowl. The players don't even care. Now, I don't know if you need to incentivize them with money, make the Pro Bowl and play, and you get an extra X amount of dollars. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. But you're right. It's going to come down one day where, next year it's going to say Shedeur Sanders, second year in the league, made his Pro Bowl his first year as a rookie.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to say.
Yeah. But I would agree. I think we got that. But I would go back to the other thing. It is more ridiculous that Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I mean, here's the thing that I'm going to go with that. If he isn't one, whether you like him or not, all this stuff.
I know
if he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, then no coach ever should be. None. Zero.
Oh, okay.
Never.
I didn't. That's not where I thought you were going with that. But you're right. What coach has accomplished more than him right now? Like I'd put Mike Tomlin in the Hall of Fame, but he's only got 2 Super Bowls. But if Bill Belichick can
Right.
get in, and if they're using Spygate, specifically Spygate, against him from putting him in, then you got to leave Tom Brady out because of Deflategate, right?
Right.
You're not putting Tom Brady in because of a deflated football, allegedly?
No, we're putting him in. We're putting him in.
And Tom was part of Spygate, too. He was on the team. I mean, is that what we're doing now? Because if you're not going to put Bill in, you probably should leave Tom out, which is, again, ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, you can't. I mean, he has 8 Super Bowls. 8. 6 as the head coach, and I think he's got 2 more as
when he was with the Giants. Well, he's got one with the Giants.
Was with the Giants, yeah.
Yep.
So, like, you can't. I'm sorry. You can't. And what he did, and I understand this, but like what he did, whether you like it or not, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Like you've let guys in for less, or and stuff like that. So like, please stop.
Correct.
Like it's not that bad. Yeah, I can't get there with it. I mean, we let some guys in. It just seems arbitrary what we let in and what we don't let in. And I mean, like he's
Who's
won. I don't care if you.
stuff?
I don't care if you think that Brady did a lot, and then when he left, he wasn't as good. But you also got to look at it. That Patriots team wasn't as good after Brady left. They weren't.
The whole team,
like all
right.
around. Like they had
Right.
and yes, Brady was really good. But you're telling me that Bill Belichick didn't develop those plans, didn't produce that good defense, didn't put himself with good
Correct.
coaches. Like Belichick did all this stuff, and I know you need other coaches, but you're part of doing that, and you're still developing the plan, and you're still getting those guys around you. He's a Hall of Famer. Like, and if you don't think he's a Hall of Fame, you're crazy. I mean, we could go into other things like that too, but like if you're going to let some of these guys play that have convicted, that have crimes, that have done things, that have done drugs or whatever things, illegal things, if you let them play, I know playing is different than getting in a Hall of Fame. I understand that. But if you're going to let them play and do these things, then you should let this guy in the Hall of Fame. I would even argue that the same thing with baseball, with Barry Bonds and all those guys. But we could go on forever about that stuff.
That's
but like,
Pete Rose, Barry Bonds.
But then I also heard too is supposedly Robert Kraft is up for it right now, and Robert Kraft got enough people around to not have the votes because he didn't want to share the day with Bill Belichick.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that. Okay.
I mean, this is obviously coming from some talking heads on the radio, but they are smarter. Right. Well, I don't know if they're smarter than us, but they're
might
more
have more info.
Yeah, they have more info than we do.
A little more info.
And if that's what it is, that's pretty petty. That is very, very petty.
Yeah, very petty. Because Robert Kraft, I mean, what he's done is he put together Patriots dynasty with Belichick, and then they fell off for a few years. And guess what? They're back. So whatever Robert Kraft is doing is working. He gets guys to win football games, and I'm tired of the Patriots, by the way. But
100%.
Say what you want. Say what you want. They're there,
and that's where we're at with the Patriots. Is we hate them because they're good. That's really what it is. We hate them because they're good. They win all the time.
Yeah, because from 1985, after your Bears beat them in '85, they were irrelevant until Tom got there. I mean, really.
Oh, they were bad. They were really, really bad. And that '85 Super Bowl was kind of a fluke too. Now they did make it to a couple. They did the one with Bill when Bill Parcells was there and Drew Bledsoe was there, but they got hammered. The Packers hammered them. The Bears hammered them the time before that. So it really was. And again, I joke with you all the time that it was the Raiders' fault that the Patriots went on that run. But truthfully, we could go back and say it's the Jets' fault, because the Jets guy ruined Drew Bledsoe on the sideline. I think he collapsed his lung or whatever with that hit. And Tom Brady had a play, and Tom Brady Wally pipped Drew Bledsoe, and he never let go of that position. So New York Jets,
it's the Jets'
this
fault.
is your fault. Even now, we're just going to say it's your fault.
Yeah, because if Tom Brady doesn't come into play, who knows? They could just been a playoff team, but they wouldn't have been the juggernaut they were for so many years. So yeah,
and we can go even farther. Like Mike Vrabel was very, very good, but would he have been as good with a team that wasn't as good? And if he would have gone somewhere else, would he be the head coach and wanting to go back somewhere else instead of the Patriots? So this is all in the Jets.
The butterfly
effect. Connect the dots. Yep. Connect the dots all the way through.
100%. I agree.
All right, so we'll get more into the Super Bowl next year, but One thing, though, do you think they should have 2 weeks off between the AFC NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl?
I mean, we talked about this with college, with the time off, and I know the Super Bowl is not like college. The Super Bowl is like a national holiday almost. I know you are off school the next day.
Yes, I am.
Which, our school district needs to look into that. But anyway, for fans, it's a long time off. And I know they put the Pro Bowl in there to try to fill the gap, but it's not the same. I mean, but is a week enough? Is a week enough? You want all your guys healthy. You want a game plan. You want a good football game. I know they have a lot of behind the scenes stuff to put together. As a fan, no, I want it the next week. Let's get it going. But on the business side of things, I get that extra week helps them a lot and get players healthy and game plan. So I don't know. I understand it, but as a fan, let's go again. Let's go next week. Why not?
Yeah, I would definitely say let's just go right away. Like, let's play. But I get it if you're trying to get the people healthy and the game plan, and if you want the best possible game, it's probably the best thing to do. And 2 weeks isn't too much, and it's not like they've had to wait a month to play, and then all of a sudden now you're playing 4 games in 4 weeks. So
right.
I get it a little bit. Now, what I do think they should do, and yes, I get the day after the Super Bowl off, but honestly, they should push it back a week, not have 2 weeks, but like adjust the NFL schedule so that they play on the next weekend because it's President's Day on Monday, and then everybody can have it off. The other thing
they should call you for these things.
Right. Yeah, I know they haven't yet.
I need to call you.
It will never do this because it's always Super Bowl Sunday, but why can't they play on Saturday night?
Super Bowl Saturday night.
Because
Saturday
then
night Super Bowl.
Yeah, Saturday, but they won't because it's always Super Bowl Sunday, and I get that. But I think they're going to eventually go to 18 games so that the schedule will adjust itself. But personally, keep it 17 games and just give them 2 byes. Give them 2 byes. That builds in an extra week. I don't think any player would be like, you know what, I won't take 2 byes. I think they'd be fine with it. Have one bye in that, obviously in the first 8 games, and then have another bye in the last 9 games or something, vice versa, in there. It's easy. I mean, college football did it this year with 12 games and nobody bats an eye at it. Right. No. They don't always do it. It's just because of timing for college football. Sometimes there's 1, sometimes there's 2, but every team had 2 byes this year. So it's possible. And I think it'd be good. Like, I think that's the thing you sell with the players too. We'll keep it at 17 games. We'll give you a second bye. We'll push the Super Bowl back 1 week. And then it makes the viewers happy too, because they don't have to go to work the next day. Well, not everybody, but not everybody. But you know what I'm saying? Like, most people have President's Day off.
Correct. Yeah. An extra bye, that creates time for the guys to get healthy. They get time to rehab. They get time to get back healthy. And the healthier the team is, the better the football game is. Because I guarantee if Bo Nix is out there with Denver, that game's a little bit different. 100% a little bit different. Just because throwing a backup quarterback in there, no, I don't care who he is, changes the game a little bit. So if you have extra weeks during the season, these guys can rest and get healthy. Now you have quality football and people aren't getting hurt. I mean, we had a lot of injuries this year, if you think about it, especially at the quarterback position. And maybe that extra bye week could have changed some things. I don't know. But it's definitely worth a try. And yes, we should have the next day off. It should be a national holiday. So, if the government's listening, they need to make the Super Bowl Monday. That's a national holiday. Everyone gets that day off. Go.
All right. Well, first of all, the government is listening, but they're not. They're not listening. Yes, they're not listening for those reasons. But yeah, like you said, they should just you and I. They should call us. We have great ideas, but they haven't yet. So, anyways, we'll get more in depth with the Super Bowl next week. And we're in the off season for college football, unfortunately. But when we're in the off season, we like to talk about lists and games and stuff like that. So actually, I found 2 different things. I told you before we got on. I told Tony. I told him I had a little quiz for him, and I didn't tell him what it was about. So Tony's completely in the dark about this. I told him it was possible, but hard. So Tony.
Oh, geez.
All right. Here's the question, and for us listeners, this is good. And if you want to pause and while we think about this, or you can talk through it with us. All right. With Indiana, so I'm going to give one team away, okay? With Indiana winning the national championship in football, they became one of a few number of teams to have won a college basketball national championship and a college football national championship. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
All right. It's less than 20 and it's more than 5. All right. I'm not saying how many, but let's see if you can name these teams. So Indiana's one of them. Okay. Let's think about this. All right. And it took me a while. So I'll preface this. Me and my buddy were doing this. I was able to name 4. so this is a little bit tougher. Okay. So teams that have won a college football national championship and a college basketball national championship sometime. So basketball, football, go.
Florida's one of them.
Florida is one, so we have 2. That's
they might have done it in the same season.
They did it in the same season. Yes, one time. Yep, that's 2.
That was a big deal.
Yep.
Your Michigan Wolverines have done it.
They have done it. They won 1 national championship and obviously the debatable how many football, but multiple ones. So that's 3.
Correct. Now it gets a little tough. Not for the football side of things, because I know the national champions for the last 30-some years, but for basketball for me, it starts getting a little bit tough. North Carolina's never won a football. Duke's never won a football. I mean, the big blue bloods. I mean, Ohio State hasn't won a basketball.
Yes, they have.
They have.
Yes, they have.
Ohio State. Wow, when did they?
It was in 1942.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so we got Ohio State. Wow, is it all? It's a lot of Big Ten teams out there that win basketball. Purdue in football, no. Not
I'm
so
sorry,
much.
It was 1960 when they won it. So Ohio State is one. So there's 4. So we got Ohio State, Florida, Michigan, and Indiana. And guess what? Those were the 4 I got. So
now tell me,
there's more.
A little more difficult. Has Texas won a
little
basketball?
bit more difficult.
Texas won basketball?
Texas is not one of them. Nope.
Oklahoma has not won basketball, have they? They have not.
Nope.
No, Oklahoma's not basketball. Kentucky, no football for Kentucky. Louisville, no basketball or no football. I'm just going down the list of basketball programs right now.
Yep.
Florida State, no basketball. Nebraska, no basketball, even though they're pretty good this year. That was a good game versus Michigan, by the way. I watched that.
Yep. Michigan won. Thank you.
Michigan
Go Blue.
Win. Boy, can you give me a conference maybe?
Okay. All right. There are 2 more from the Big Ten.
2 more from the Big Ten that won a football?
We got to go way back for some of these, but yes, there are 2 more. Believe it or not.
Penn State ever win a basketball?
Nope, it's not Penn State.
So it's going to be a weird Michigan State.
Michigan State has done it. Michigan State won the football one in, let's see, get the first
a long time ago. Was it
in 52, and then they won back-to-back in 65 and 66. So it was wild. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
so Michigan State is one.
Basketball's been good.
There's one more Big Ten that hasn't always been in the Big Ten. Actually, there's 2 more Big Ten that haven't always been in the Big Ten.
Like USC's won a basketball?
No, they haven't won basketball.
UCLA.
Yep, UCLA's won a football one, and their football one was back in 1954.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. All right. Wow. I'm going way back. All right. How many more do we have left here? Total.
You're missing 1.
Anybody from the Big 12?
No.
Anybody from the Big 12 really won a national title? Nebraska's never won a basketball.
4, 5. You're missing 5.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot.
You've named 6, and you're missing 5. There's still one more Big Ten that wasn't always. There is a couple ACCs, yes.
It's got. Does Clemson win a basketball one?
Nope.
Because they obviously got football. Florida State, no basketball. I already said that. Duke, Virginia, football, no.
Nope.
Illinois.
There are 3 ACCs. No, they're Big Ten, dude. There's 3 ACC, and 2 of them just recently joined.
There's no more Big Ten.
There's one more Big Ten that's fairly new.
It's not. Okay. It's not Illinois. All right. One more Big Ten that's fairly new. Oregon's never won a football.
No, it's not the West Coast teams. It's not the West Coast teams.
Who we got in the ACC? I'm obviously missing somebody in the ACC that should be obvious. Virginia Tech. Miami's won basketball. Miami won basketball?
Nope, they haven't. Nope.
Miami, Florida State, North Carolina. South Carolina's never won football.
That's SEC anyways.
I'm drawing blanks.
Believe it or not, the Florida is the only SEC. No, they're not. Sorry, there's one other ones. All right, you're struggling with this. I'm going to go with it. The other SEC, the other SEC team is Arkansas.
They won a football?
All right. They won a football in 1964.
Oh, my goodness.
They split the title with Alabama and Notre Dame.
Oh,
all right. Your ACC teams are Cal, Stanford, and Syracuse. And your other Big Ten team was Maryland.
Maryland won a football?
Even a deeper cut.
Goodness.
Of those 11 teams that I just told you, okay?
Yep.
Which one did it first?
Well, it'd have to be like one of the – well, no, because even if they won football back in the 40s and 50s, that doesn't mean they're basketball.
Right.
I'm going to go with Arkansas.
Nope, it's not Arkansas.
Michigan State then?
It is. No, Michigan didn't win their basketball until 1989.
When was it Michigan State?
Cal? It's Stanford. I'm sorry. It was Stanford.
What?
Stanford won their basketball one. They won their football one in 1926. And they won their basketball in 1942. So in 1942, Stanford completed both of those. They were the first team to ever do it.
Unbelievable.
I'm telling you what, if I would have given you almost didn't do it. I could have given you 50 guesses, and I don't think you would have ever said Stanford.
Got Stanford. Never. I wouldn't even thought basketball. If you'd have said which one, football or basketball, I'd have said basketball first, but I would have never guessed they won football. But they were back then in the 20s. Oh, boy. They were playing Yale and Harvard and Army.
All right.
That's
all right.
crazy.
Again, we're going to do this one more. We're going to do this one more. This might be a little bit easier for you because you were born. When were you? You were born, what, 1970 what?
78.
78. All right.
78.
So we'll start in the 80s, okay? All right. 5 teams, all right? I'm looking at them right now. Who was the winningest program in the 1980s in college football?
I feel like this is a trick question. I want to say Miami Hurricanes right off the bat, but winningest might be the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Good job. Nebraska was number 1. Miami was number 2. BYU was number 3. Clemson was number 5. Guess who was number 4 in the 80s?
4 in the 80s. I'm going through the national title winners in the 80s. Was it Penn State?
No, it was your boys.
Oklahoma.
Duh. All right. 1990s winningest program. And listen, this team only lost 13 games in the 90s.
It's either Nebraska or Florida State. I'm going to stick with the Cornhuskers.
Close. Nebraska was 2. They had 16 losses. Florida State was number 1. 109, 13, and 1.
Yeah, they won the national title in 93 and 99. Like, they were always playing.
In the 70s, Oklahoma was 112, 13, and 3.
Yep.
In the 70s, it went Oklahoma, Bama, Michigan, Nebraska, Penn State. All right. In the 90s, like I just said, it was Florida State, then Nebraska, number 3. Number 3 was Florida. Number 4 was Tennessee because Peyton Manning won about 700 games for them.
That's right.
And then Penn State was number 5. All right, the 2000s. If you get the top team in the 2000s, I'm going to bow down to you. They went 112 and 17 in the 2000s. Top team in the 2000s.
We're going 2000
not the 2010. So I'm talking 2000 to 2009. No, 2000 to 2009.
So Bama didn't really get good till late in the 2000s. Miami was good early in the 2000s, but I like either USC or LSU. I like USC in there. That 03, 04, 05 USC were really good. I like USC.
All right, USC was number 5.
Really?
Yep.
Who else won national titles? I mean, it was Miami. It was USC, LSU, Oklahoma maybe. I mean, they had pretty good run.
Oklahoma was 3. LSU's not in the top 5. Oklahoma's 3.
Did Bama make it in there? Because they really weren't good.
Bama did not make
later.
it
Later. Texas maybe.
Texas is 2.
Texas won some games in the early 2000s. Who else would be in there? Ohio State?
4.
Wow.
I don't think you'll get number one. Number one is not a Power 5 school.
It's Boise?
It is Boise. Boise number
Dang
one.
It. Of course it did.
Was that when did they beat Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl?
I think that was 2006. So right in the middle.
Yeah.
No.
The hook and ladder.
They did not lose a lot in the Statue of Liberty Statue of Liberty play.
112-17. All right, the 2010s.
Wow.
This team went 124-15.
I mean, my first instinct's going to be Bama, of course.
It is Bama. They are number one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then I'll put Georgia right next to them, maybe.
Nope, not in the 2010s. Nope.
2010 to 2020. LSU was good.
Nope, they're not on the list.
There. 2010, 2011, 2012. Florida State?
Nope, they're not on the list.
Really?
I'll give you 5. 5's Boise, but then there's 3 blue bloods in the middle there.
Ohio State.
Ohio State was number 2. Clemson was number 3. And number 4 was
Penn State?
Oklahoma.
Okay. All right. Yeah, people, when you don't win national titles, they kind of seem to forget about you, but Oklahoma's always playing.
All right. And then the 2020s. So we only have 6 years, obviously, but the 2020s. So 2020 till present time, the number 1 team so far is 73-9.
Is it Georgia?
It is Georgia. It is
Ohio
Georgia.
Ohio State's going to be up there.
They're number 2.
So, and then it probably gets. Is Michigan going to be up there? I mean, they had 2
Michigan
years
is not on there because they weren't. They had the 3 really good years, but they've been off a couple of years. So like that's what's killed them. It is not
State,
Michigan.
They seem to win. Penn State seems
nope.
to win 10
Penn State's not on that list either. Nope. Oregon's number 5.
All right. I'm gonna throw my Sooners out there. Are they in there?
No, Sooners are not in there. They've struggled too much early.
Who else has been playing for it? I mean, Bama probably.
Bama's 3, and then there's one other team that just doesn't want to join a conference.
Notre Dame, of course.
Notre Dame. All right.
Oh, I like that. I like that game. That was good.
Yeah, you like that game? All right. Now, make you really think. And if you get any of these, well, you can get one of these. I guarantee you can get one of these. Okay.
Oh boy.
And this is just for fun. And Tony is really good about some history stuff. I mean, he's really good with the freaking Super Bowls. But in the 1910s, believe it or not, Tony was not alive yet. In the 1910s, who do you think had the most wins? I'll give you number 2. Number 2 was Notre Dame. Okay, the other 4 are not ones that you would. It's not a Bama. It's not Ohio State. It's not any of those teams. Okay. All right.
I think Army's got to be in there.
Army is number 5. Nice.
Army's got to be in there. Well, they had the 4 horsemen, that whole thing going on with Army. I remember that. It's going to be like Rutgers or somebody.
It's not Rutgers, but that's a good guess. It's a good guess. It's not Rutgers.
Is it like I want to say Yale, but I think that was more 1800s.
It's not Yale. Go with the other one.
Harvard.
Harvard's 3. Yep.
Okay. It's like Princeton in there because I know Princeton.
No, Princeton's not in there. There's the other 2 are in major conferences.
Oh, they are. Oh, wow. Who's been around that long?
I know, right? That's the thing. And it's not Michigan. Michigan doesn't make their appearance until the 40s for the best of top 5.
I mean, most teams didn't come around till later there. So was Notre Dame around back then?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Notre Dame was number 2.
Notre Dame, Army.
Number 1 is a Big Ten school now. No, Big Ten school now. It's out that way.
It's got to be UCLA, doesn't it?
It was Washington. Washington was number 1.
Okay.
Texas A&M was number 4. So here are some ones that I'm just going to point out to you that are just weird. The 20s, Notre Dame, USC, not weird. But then 3, 4, and 5 was Cal, Army, and Vanderbilt. Army, and Vanderbilt.
That's a stellar lineup.
In the 1930s, Bama was number 1, Tennessee was number 3, but the other 3 teams was Pitt, Duke, and Fordham.
Fordham make an appearance. Wow.
Yeah.
How many teams were there though? Really, like 20?
Yeah, no, the 1940s, it was Notre Dame, Michigan. Texas was 4. I don't even know who this third was. It's a purple and gold team that says HSU. I don't know who that is. And then Army was number 5. Army was 5.
Wow.
And then in the 50s, Oklahoma made their appearance, but this is the 50s, okay? Oklahoma, and then it goes Ole Miss, Michigan State, Arizona State, and Georgia Tech. Like, seriously.
Randoms.
Now, this is where it like starts to get like what we would think, right? The 70s was Oklahoma, Bama, Michigan, Nebraska, Penn State.
Yep.
There it is. So listen, if you're listening to this and you knew that stuff above us, that's pretty good. I like doing this. I like thinking back at this stuff. It's kind of fun to do here in the off season. We're going to do more of it in the off season. We like to talk football. We like to debate on best teams and various things like that. It's good stuff.
I like going back to the history and stuff like that. I mean, like you said, I like to learn the Super Bowl winners and the national championship winners, all that stuff. I like that history stuff. I just knew Army was good in the 20s, but who knew about Fordham? And then there's a random team we don't even know who they are. So
right.
That's
like we said, Tony.
Stuff. Arizona State making an appearance.
Yeah, Tony's really good at the Super Bowl. So, like Tony, we've done this a couple times. You've rattled off the Super Bowls. Okay, if I put a shock collar on you, and every time you got one wrong and shocked you, would you have enough confidence to do that for the Super Bowls? If
we could stop at 2000-ish, I would have a lot of confidence, because right after the 2000s, it starts getting a little. I get confused on when the Patriots won and when they lost. Basically. That's basically my confusion. And I do the same thing with college football. Once Bama started taking over in like 2006, was this Bama's year or was that Bama's year? So up to 2000s, I'm pretty confident. But I would do it. From 66 to 2000, but after 2000, it gets a little crazy for me, because it's the Patriots.
It's just funny because it's more recent, and we should know this better, right?
It is. You would think.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we're not giving the Patriots another Super Bowl here in a couple of weeks, but next week we'll come back. We don't do the X's and O's breakdown, but we'll break it down. We'll give our final picks. Maybe Tony kind of gave it away, said he thinks the Seahawks are going to win, but maybe a week in advance he will change his mind. Maybe I'll find.
I didn't tell you why. I didn't tell you why yet.
Okay. All right. Maybe next week I'll find some good stuff to look up, and we can quiz each other on. But it's been fun. Listen, it's always a blast talking football, even in the off season. We love doing it. So keep coming back. Keep listening to us. We'll be here all off season talking about various things, whether it be coaches, the NIL, or just making fun of ourselves. And maybe we'll do another wing eating contest later on this summer. I don't know. We might have to take some of them off and just do something a little different. But it's always fun. Tony, tell them again the code for Happy Nuts.
2 Bald Guys 20 get you 20% off. Get your Valentine some nice smelling stuff for their body.
Yeah, there we go. Anyways, it's been a blast. It's always fun talking football. We'll come back next week, talk Super Bowl. Until then, I'm Adam.
I'm Tony. Thanks for listening.
You have been listening to the 2 Bald Guys Sports Podcast with Adam and Tony. Don't forget to check out our partnership with Happy Nuts.